इससे हमारी आध्यात्मिक प्रगति भी होती है। आध्यात्मिक प्रगति में हम तो यही ना सोचते हैं कि हमारे अंदर में जो ईश्वरीय तत्व है उससे हम संपर्क करें, लेकिन जो तत्व हमारे अंदर में है वही तत्व सामने वाले के भी अंदर में है। जब मेरा बेटा, मेरी बेटी, मेरा कोई मेरे दायरे में जो आता है उसकी तबीयत खराब हो जाती है तो हम हड़बड़ा जाते हैं, लेकिन उतनी ही उत्कंठा के साथ में किसी पराये के लिए, सबके लिए तो कर नहीं सकते हैं, वो तो किसी के क्षमता में नहीं है, लेकिन अपनी क्षमता के अनुसार कोई पराया जो हमसे अनजान भी है और जो हमको कल को जाकर के हमको कोई मदद भी नहीं करेगा। मतलब बॉस के बेटे के लिए ख्याल करना वो कोई निष्काम सेवा नहीं होती है, क्योंकि भाई बॉस के लिए है तो जरूरी होता है। वो अच्छी बात है, खराब बात नहीं है, लेकिन ये जो गरीब लोग हैं जो आपको कब कुछ मदद भी नहीं कर सकते हैं और हम उनसे अपेक्षा भी नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन उनके लिए हम उतनी ही तन्मयता से प्रयास करेंगे जो हम अपने लिए या अपनों के लिए करते हैं। तब जी बोले कि उससे हमारे दिल पर जो मैल बैठा है, जो आईने पर मैल बैठा है, वो साफ इतने तेजी से होता है कि हमको और कोई साधना की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है। यही सर्वोत्तम साधना है और इसीलिए ये हम लोग जो कर रहे हैं वो हमारी साधना है। हाँ, निश्चित रूप से बाहर के दुनिया में दिखाने के लिए वो तो एक मतलब सोशल सर्विस है, ये है, वो है, वेलफेयर एक्टिविटी है, वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन हम लोगों के लिए वो एक साधना है हमारे जीवन में अपने आप को सुधारने के लिए। वो आपके आईटी के फील्ड में बहुत सारे किताब आते हैं ना, C++ फॉर डमीज, पाइथन फॉर डमीज करके, डमीज वाले बहुत सारे किताब आते हैं, है ना। उसमें क्या है, जो व्यक्ति कुछ नहीं जानता है वो भी इतने क्लिष्ट विषय को कैसे सीख सके ये बतलाया जाता है। वही चीज भगवत आशीर्वाद, अनुग्रह तो बहुत क्लिष्ट है ना, बहुत पापड़ बेलने पड़ते हैं, लेकिन ये एक मार्ग है कि जिसमें हमको कुछ नहीं करना पड़ता है, भगवान अपने पास अपने अपने से अपने पास आ जाता है। क्यों? क्योंकि भगवान की एक डेफिनेशन है, एक नाम है भगवान का, पतित पावन। जो लोग पतित होते हैं उनके लिए उनका मन हमेशा द्रवित होते रहता है और उनको हम कैसे मदद कर सकें उसके बारे में भगवान सोचते रहता है। और जब भगवान देखता है कि अरे मेरा ये जो काम है ये कोई और बंदा कर रहा है, अरे वो मेरा काम कर रहा है ना, चलो मैं ख्याल करूं कि उसका कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं आए, तो मेरा काम तेजी से होगा। हम भगवान के पास, मतलब हमारे जीवन में जरूरी नहीं है कि हम भगवान को जाने, हमारे जीवन में जरूरी है भगवान हमको जाने। तो जब भगवान हमको जानता है तो वो अपने से हमारे बारे में ख्याल कर लेता है, सब चीज मिल जाता है हमको, जो जो चाहिए, जो हम जाकर के मंदिर में मन्नत मानते हैं ना, वो सब घर बैठे मिल जाता है। तो ये हम लोगों के लिए ये एक साधना का समय है, स्थान है, और लोगों को फायदा होता ही है, वो भी करना ही है। चलिए, तो गपशप तो काफी हो गया, हमको लगता है जो जो लोग आने वाले थे वो तो आ गए हैं। सो हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं। शैल वी बिगिन? ठीक है।
Swami ji,
Yes.
I just have one doubt because anyway
Yes.
we are in the gupshup mode.
Yes.
Medical camp we do, right? And then nutrition and all that, and some medicines also. But this question always puzzles me because yoga, the yogic way of life or whatever that prescribes is generally not very encouraging towards taking supplements, multivitamin supplements or something like that. right? And also, this whatever cold and cough and all that. For these common ailments, it is not encouraged. But
Yes.
then that's what we do in medical camp, as I understand. So,
Yes.
what is this conflict, and what is your full-time plan towards this?
So you see, when I was in Rikhia, at that time, all of us, even now and that time also, and everybody in the ashram, and most educated people, they believe a lot in Ayurveda. Allopathic medicines, we, as far as possible, we avoid. But I kept on giving allopathic medicines. Why was that? And I am doing these camps and these activities. There are two things. First is that these poor people, these underprivileged people, many of them lead a hand to mouth existence. And when people live a hand to mouth existence, then at that time, for them to undertake activities which will, a cold, if you treat it in a natural manner, instead of 5 days, it will go away in 10-15 days. I'm not saying only about cold, but any other ailment generally takes longer because it does go to the root and takes care. These are people, if they don't work today, they will not be able to feed their family today. They live a hand to mouth existence. And since they live a hand to mouth existence, for them, it is not possible to have this type of treatment. That is point one. Point number two is, when I used to treat these people, and initially I would start speaking about Ayurveda, I could literally see as if a button is switched off in their face. They have to listen to me because I am talking to them and I am going to give them medicines. But they stopped receiving it. The receptiveness is gone. So what is the point in telling something which they are not ready to receive? Either because it isn't, it's that's what their mind state is, or their socioeconomic status is. But then I found a trick. Those people and most of Indians, they have got a great faith in diet. Whenever they go to the doctor, after everything, they will say, okay, so what is it that I should eat and what is it I should not eat? In that area, it is known as barjan. आपको मालूम होगा, आशीष, आपको ये शब्द सुनकर के मालूम होगा?
Yeah, it is familiar. Yes.
Familiar है ना? वो उस एरिया में, मतलब खाने में क्या वर्जित है, वर्जित चीज को बार्जन बोलते हैं. तो खाने में क्या बार्जन है, हर एक पेशेंट पूछता था. और एलोपैथी के डॉक्टर सब बोल देते थे, सब खाओ. लेकिन आयुर्वेद के प्रिंसिपल्स को वहां पर हम लोग ऐड करना शुरू किए. उनको बोलना, हाँ देखो, ये नहीं खाओ, ऐसे नहीं खाओ, वैसे नहीं खाओ, ये करो, वो करो. जो थोड़ा मोड़ा है, जो वो कर सकते हैं, उससे उनकी श्रद्धा बढ़ गई. धीरे 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 6, 7, 8, 9 साल के बाद में, जब 9 साल नहीं, उससे भी ज्यादा, 12-15 साल के बाद में, जब हम लोग मेडिकल कैंप्स करना शुरू किए, 15 साल तक हम यही चीज करते रहे. और फिर जब मेडिकल कैंप शुरू हुए, तब एक बार हमने बाकी दवाइयों के साथ साथ आयुर्वेदिक दवाइयों का भी कैंप कराया. और उसमें क्रॉनिक डिसीजेस, जिसको एलोपैथी में ज्यादा उपाय नहीं है, उसके कुछ जॉइंट पेन्स हैं, स्किन डिसीज है, डायबिटीज है, ऐसे चीजों को वहां भेज दिया. और उन लोगों ने इस प्रकार से ट्रीट किया कि दे स्टार्टेड गेटिंग गुड रिजल्ट्स. एंड देन द tide started turning and more people started going for Ayurveda. So this is something which takes time. It is not something which can be brought in immediately. And nowadays all Ayurvedic medications cannot also be easily given. उसमें बहुत सारा मिलाप भी होता है, तो यू नो becomes a bit of a risk also. So this is the concept. Slowly go in, take out what they are receptive to, through that work it through. Like now in these fitness camps, we have given them hygiene kit, we have given them proteins, we have given them multivitamins, ions. Oh, they are so fond of syrups, we have given them that. We will continue giving them that for some time, and then uske saath mein I am planning, because now this is a slightly semi-rural area. I am now studying and looking into what seeds and what plants can be given which will be helpful for them. So tell the parents to start that. If they respond, then go slightly ahead. So in this manner, another thing which I used to do is liquids. Ayurveda has got lots of kashayams and asavs and arishtas and all those things. Now, a patient is not going to really easily understand if is it allopathic or Ayurvedic. You have these capsules. So these proprietary medicines, bring them in slowly. So that way, gradually wean them away while winning their confidence and rapport. Because that doctor-patient relationship is very essential. So since we are in the beginning stages over here, we have to still work with allopathic medications. And then where needed, where we know that there's an important, we supplement it with Ayurveda. Is prakar se slowly and slowly to try and move them away, but in a holistic manner, where they remain, in touch with us. ठीक है जी. I hope that answers your question.
जी स्वामी.
Okay. So I have prepared a small presentation just to give a overview of what we are looking at in this, because now for last 5-6 months, various activities have been done. And with those activities, we have got some idea how we can take things ahead and how we can work towards it. But since there are new team members who have also joined in, I will just give you a short presentation which will give you a complete idea, and then we will go into the details, how we can take things further, what needs to be done, etc. So I'll start the presentation. So we are looking at the birth centenary celebrations of Gurudev Swami Satyananda. Swamiji was born in 1923, and next year 2023 marks 100 years of his birth. And when somebody is when we do some celebrations, we give them gifts which they like. And I remember Swamiji, when he had left Munger and he had come to Rikhia, in the initial days, nobody was allowed over there. Then gradually he occasionally allowed people to come. And at that time, whenever anybody would ask, Swamiji, we would like to give you something, he always used to say, I don't need anything. Because that time he had left everything and he was only on kaupin, loincloth, langoti. Even in the dead of winter, 3 degrees, 4 degrees, 5 degrees temperature, he would be only on the loincloth. तो वो बोला कि हमको तो कुछ चाहिए नहीं, 2 लंगोटी की जरूरत है, 2 रोटी की जरूरत है, उतना तो हमारे पास है. अगर तुमको कुछ करना है तो ये गांव वालों के लिए करो. And then activities started. So therefore, one of the main activities in this Satyam Shatabdi Yog Yag is the activities for villagers which Swamiji envisioned and started. Because what Swamiji started at Rikhya is not meant only for one place. It was an experiment which we have to take it to the entire country, and maybe a time may come where it goes to the entire globe, where there is a shift in approach. Let us not go into the philosophy too much, but the point is that Swamiji brought out this aspect. And when Swamiji was saying, करना है तो गांव वालों के लिए करो, so initially we all used to think, Swamiji is looking into because those poor people were really very poor, unke liye hai. But later on, much later, I realized that, you see, when Swamiji was in Rikhya, he was in a state of Atma Bhav. When he was doing his Panchagni sadhana, he was in complete seclusion. He came to know that there is a person, a lady who is in the village, and she is a widow, her house is burnt down, and she has small kids, and now she's she has nothing, so she is staying under a tree in very bad condition. He informed them, the sannyasins over there, and told that find this person out and build a house for them. It took them 3 or 4 days to locate this person. How did Swamiji, staying in one place far away from people, come to know about this? Because this is something which Swami Niranjananandji explained also later on. He said that this lady, this woman, must have been crying and must have been praying to God for help. And when she was praying to God for help, God would have listened. And what would God have done? Okay, who is my person in that area? There is Swami Satyananda. Okay, he went and he gave a vision to Swami Satyananda. देखो ऐसा ऐसा व्यक्ति है, उसको मदद करना है. And what Swami Satyananda experienced was actually the state of Atma Bhav. He and those people are one. Their suffering, their pain, their sorrow is our pain, our sorrow. He is his pain, his sorrow. And their happiness is his happiness. So with that experience, he came, suddenly he got, when he was in his sadhana, he got that experience, and then things started. So this was the sadhana for spiritual aspirants, and it became a solace for the underprivileged and the have-nots. So that is what is the principle which we have to implement in our life. So according to that, we have started various activities, and although we informally started from Chaitra Navratri, formally we have started from this Guru Purnima 2022, and it will continue till Yog Purnima 2023, that is sometime in December. And the Sankalpa is to offer 108 such activities, all different activities together. And these activities I have classified under Satyam Gram Samvardhan and Satyam Atma Samvardhan. Gram Samvardhan means the villages, villagers, and the have-nots. And Atma Samvardhan is the urban and the affluent. Both of them have problems, and the problems are of different type and different nature. And we will be trying to work on them. So in Satyam Gram Samvardhan, we have illness and rehabilitation camps and workshop, wellness, nutrition and fitness. Pratibha Samvardhan workshops, that is Sanskar based education to help children move ahead, understand new things, give them exposure to new skills, new ideas, new things, so that as they are growing, their minds develop. And Kshamata Samvardhan is skills development so that they are strong enough to earn their own food, livelihood. And then the yogic eco-farming project. All these will be done in form of camps, workshops, and projects. Satyam Atma Samvardhan is various yogic practices, yoga activities for wellness, as lifestyle for chhatra, for students, for parents, for grihasthas, and for elderly people, the Vanaprastha Ashram series. Yoga for personal growth and spiritual development, including different courses like Chakra Sadhana, Nad Yoga, etc., etc. Yoga Ecology series, how we can make an impact on our ecology, external as well as internal. And Yoga of the Heart series. Yoga of the Heart is the teachings which Swamiji gave at Rikhya. Serve, love, give. And by doing this, we achieve the same things which we will achieve by activities of classical yoga. So that is what are the activities of Satyam Atma Samvardhan. The idea is to combine both these activities and create an overlap. Because at Rikhya, what Swamiji did was, he created a win-win situation. A situation wherein the poor, they come and they are benefited, and the affluent people also come and they are benefited. Because the affluent people come, they need spiritual guidance, they need emotional stability, they need intellectual support. So yogic activities which will help them get that. And the basis of all problems is our karmas. The best way to clean out our karmas is seva. Best way to manage our mind is to love unconditionally. Best way to balance ourselves is to give selflessly. Serve, love, give. Then purification, meditation, realization, everything happens spontaneously. So this is the these are the activities, and amongst all the activities, what we have found is the illness rehabilitation camps, the fitness nutrition camps and wellness camps, and the yoga of the heart workshops and webinars. These are the four which are which have got maximum response. Therefore, what we have planned is to use nutrition and fitness workshops as the pillar, and from there to slowly over a period of time attach other activities. So other activities in a way are spawned from this. Children come for nutrition. When they come for nutrition, we slowly give them samskara based education. The elder children, as the rapport develops, we bring them into vocational training. The adults and the farmers and farming community and those people, gradually we bring them into the eco-farming concepts. And then as and when needed, looking at the situation, the illness camps to be taken. Now, along with this, to combine the Atma Samvardhan activities of retreats, yoga of the heart workshops, and yoga ecology workshops. So therefore, through one activity, we are able to conduct 6-7 different activities. So in one shot, we are undertaking 6-7 activities. So this is something which I have decided to be the hallmark and to be the mainstay of our planning for the next 1.5 years. And as a part of that, what I am planning is every Sunday, in a month we have 4 Sundays. Every Sunday, I am looking at choosing 4 different locations. One is at Badlapur, where I'm currently based. Another is in final stages of discussion at Pune, where these activities will take place. And there are 2 more sites which are in discussion, so that every Sunday I will go to these 4 areas from now till end of next year and conduct these activities. And in these activities, slowly we will bring in all the other activities, looking at the need of the people and their receptivity, not just because I want to do it and I put a tick mark. No, the aim is not to have a tick mark. The aim is to make a difference in these people's lives. And to do that, we need to be responsive and attentive to their needs, their requirements, and not only what we want to. So this is what we need to do. And now moving ahead, we have to, all these things do need a lot of team effort. And we had earlier made a team structure. And now we will need to restructure the teams. We will need to prepare plans for each of the activities, nitty-gritties and the detailed plans, because the devil is always in the details. So we need to go into them, and we need to draw a curriculum, especially for the educational activities, because we would like to have a progression from now till December. Is almost 1.5 years, 15 months. So in 15 months, we should be able to show a very marked and significant improvement in those people. So this is in short what we have planned and what we are planning. So that is briefly what all these activities are all about. Now, I will invite all of you to share your ideas and how should we take it forward. And then in the end, I would summarize. Over to all of you.
I think Swamiji, as you said, a brilliant plan. I mean, हमारे लिए तो अब सेवा का बहुत अच्छा मौका है. So I am very excited personally. But I think अगर हम एक calendar plan बना लेते हैं कि like कौन सा week and what activity that would help.
Yes. See, what I have, the Swamiji over here, Swami Krishnanandji, he expressed a desire that every 3rd Sunday of the month, he would like to have some medical activity at Badlapur. So therefore, every 3rd Sunday for last 2 times, I have decided to undertake this activity, the fitness activity, and in this fitness activity to weave in the educational, and then from there itself we start the samskara based or vocational based trainings. We use that as the focal point and start. So those things can take place in the same manner. In the 2nd Sunday at Pune at the handicap center, the Pune team has been doing a remarkable work with handicapped and blind people, and I wherever possible I make it a point to visit them. So what I was thinking is to include this activity, so that Saturday I'm there and Sunday we try and make the activity at some specific place in Pune where the healthcare will be provided. Now the 1st and 4th Sundays, there is in discussion at Panvel. There are tribal people and there are talks going on. Those people were busy, then I was busy, and so things are a bit like still on hold. But one place is Panvel, which I'm thinking of, and another place is also in the interior, slightly away from Kalyan and Bhiwandi, near Igatpuri, closer to Igatpuri, Kasara, Igatpuri, in that area. So that way, if we have got 4 areas where we need our attention to be given, then we have these 4 activities which we start off and then we continue. So even without doing anything, 15 fours are 60. So 60 activities only with fitness camps come in. And then along with that, when we are doing the yagya activities, along with that, when we are doing the medical camp, along with that, when we are doing the samskar based activity, when we are doing vocational development, automatically the number comes up. So the number doesn't become an issue, and we are not looking at numbers, but we are looking at helping a specific community. And in 1.5 years, then we will be able to make a strong impact. That is the idea.
Okay, makes sense, Swamiji. I had one more question. If anybody else wants to ask the question, they can. Otherwise, I'll ask.
Sure, go ahead.
So, Swamiji, you said that the children camp, keeping that as the base and extrapolating it to all other camps. What is the thought process behind keeping the children's camp as in the core of it?
There are 2, 3 ideas.
An adult camp also, like
Sorry.
we could, like we've done a medical camp in Pune.
Yes.
Keep that in the core also. So what was the thought process?
The idea is, one thing is that Swamiji always laid great emphasis on children. And he says that children are the future. And if you develop children properly, you are ensuring a better future of the society. So therefore, that is one major aspect. Second major aspect, like what I have seen at Badlapur, is that here, out of 100 odd children whom we saw, almost 80% of them, they were in the malnourished zone. Most of them were in the severe malnourishment zone. So when that is such a big problem, let us attend to that problem. Third thing is that due to the mobile culture, fitness levels are going down. And we need to bring in the culture of fitness. Fourth thing, which is the most important and simplest thing, is that children love games. They don't get an opportunity to play. And when we offer them an opportunity to play, then children are very happy to come. And when children come, then gradually everybody starts coming in. So we have made a dent into the society. So, with one activity, we are able to reach all the segments of the society. And that is why children.
Makes sense, Swamiji. Thank you.
Okay. So I would like from your end also ideas, some questions, some points. Okay, so if nothing else is coming up, then I would like to, I have been discussing with Chitra about including an hour or half an hour of workshop time for children during this nutrition fitness camp. For fitness, we have a trainer who comes, who is slowly getting them involved into physical fitness and training them into basic athletics. But along with that, the idea is when the children come to get them started, some games, some yogic practices, then some educational activity. something which will catch their fancy, something which will make things easy, something which will open up their minds to the curiosity which is innate in them. So Chitra has had some very good ideas. Chitra, would you like to share some of the ideas briefly?
Swamiji, this trainer was at Badlapur, is it?
Yes, yes, at Badlapur.
Yeah, Namo Narayan, everyone. So we were, we were in conversation for a long time, and whenever there is a group of children who are, who are having access to some simple things, as in paper, straws, or any household items. And I did few such workshops during COVID time, where a group of children can be addressed. We can give them kind of prerequisites beforehand. We will tell them what to get and all that, and we can have a Zoom connection. I will be doing that experiment or the science toy or whatever over here in front of camera, and they will view it in the TV or in the computer, whatever is possibility, and they will do it live.
On their own.
Right, yeah, and after that there will be a brief discussion about what is the science concept behind it, and we can discuss. So some in about 40-45 minutes session, some 3-4 such experiments can be performed. So such experiments, like once in a month or twice a month, be depending on availability of children and depending on availability of resources, that can be planned. Yeah, and similarly, like after each session, once we get some rapport with the children, and at the end of each session, we can include some kind of a concept, how to calculate easily, or how to plot graphs, whatever is not very easy for them to catch academically in their regular
Schools
studies.
and studies.
Yeah, but which are very important for them to understand. Or sometimes we can give some language kind of activities depending on their need. So if you devote about 30 minutes to 45 minutes every week for some kind of fun academic activities, we can definitely have a syllabus for that and have a brief skeleton and continue doing that in every program wherever children assemble.
I think that's a very good concept, and I am also very keen that this should come in. And from what we had discussed, it also was that it is not just a serious stuff, but it is a little bit of fun and lively activity, because children always feel science means it's a big headache, but that is broken, and science is actually every day. When you are putting haldi into the food, that is also actually science. That is chemistry, those sorts of things. When you are opening a door, that is physics. So those sorts of things, those will be brought in so that they relate to these things and it becomes easier, right? So that is
that's the idea.
That's one very important activity. Another activity which I am thinking of is spoken English, grooming children, bringing up their confidence. And then after that, once that is brought in, then we can see where it can go ahead. And then if any of you have any such activity by which we can augment the talents of the children, pratibha, which is already therein, we can augment that, allow it to blossom. So if you think of any activity which can be conducted, I would like you to share it with me with a small plan. Okay, so we have that.
Sure, Swamiji.
The next thing what is needed is that we will, since all these activities need lot of human resources and time, and everybody's time is quite tied up because we have so many other commitments. For simplicity and for ease of functioning, from now till the end of next year, we have lots of activities which are happening. Obviously, we do not know all our time schedules, and there are sometimes some things come up. But if I will create a Google form and I will share it, and if you could mark how much time do you expect you would be able to devote to this activity, 1 hour a day, 1 hour a week, whichever, and will it be remote activity or will it be hands-on activity? Based on that, then it will be easier for me to draw up a plan of activity, how to do things. There are many things which can be done remote from a distance. And if there is a person who is available on site who doesn't know everything, he can be guided. There are some things which need to be done, with personal supervision. So depending on what pool we have, I will be able to actually come up with a, workable plan. So
Sure.
create a Google form and share it with you. So this is another thing. अभी आप लोगों में से Gopal ji, would you like to share some of your ideas? And
इसमें only thing I was thinking, Swamiji, was along with the number of hours of commitment, also if we can include the sort of area of orientation, area of
Competency.
liking, competence, exactly. Like for example, as I said, I mean, I can somebody can say that yes, I can be a trainer in language, because language skills will also be have to be this thing, right? As Chitraji was saying, yes, there are these very good do-it-yourself sort of experiments from a learn yourself sort of a thing. But since our primary centers are all currently starting with Maharashtra, so the local language, this thing. So if somebody could say that, yes, I mean, I can translate, or I can be a vakta, as in I can be a narrator in Marathi.
Marathi.
Yeah, sort of a thing, right? So
Yes.
both of them, if we can capture,
Yes.
right?
And in addition to that, I will would like to add, you see, because what we are doing is to help people, yes, but it is also to help ourselves. So what area I would like to add this one point, what is that area? Because wherein I have no skills, but I would like to learn. Because Karma Yoga at the ashram always was, doesn't matter if you know anything or not, just go there and start doing, and slowly you start learning. Because when you are doing, then you start observing your mind, you start observing how things are happening, you develop a newer perspective. That way you learn, you expand yourself. You are working, I am a blue-collared person, I'm a doctor. I will be given Karma Yoga in the garden or in the kitchen, cleaning utensils, something which I would never have done, and it will create a lot of challenge in me. And through that challenge, when I start experiencing that challenge, then what happens is I have to observe my mind. Because what is this challenge after all? This challenge is actually a mental issue. I'm not saying it's wrong or right, I'm not being patronizing, but it is there. And when we are doing something, we are also aware of how my mind is responding, how there is a block. But when I push, suddenly something happens and new comes up. In the medical camp at Pune, so many people, I'm sure half the people who were taking blood pressure over there had never taken blood pressure in their life. But by the end of the camp, and we were able to do everything, all those things, because we push ourselves into areas which we don't know. So in addition to the area of competence, area of knowledge, also the area where I would like to push myself or I would like to, क्योंकि हर एक का कोई एक weak point होता है. What is that weak point which I would like to strengthen? Because when we do that, then we as spiritual aspirants are actually growing. और नहीं तो just हाँ लोगों को मदद कर रहे हैं, हमारा growth नहीं होता है. So in addition to what you are saying, Gopal, I would like this also to be added.
Zarur, Swamiji. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's absolutely where we ourselves break our own mental barriers and go beyond that. Bilkul. Yeah, fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So who would like to make this Google form?
स्वामी जी, I can take. The only thing is थोड़ा सा मैं refine करूंगा आपके साथ बात करके कि उसमें exactly क्या capture करना है.
निश्चित रूप से ठीक है
आशीष.
जी.
Yeah. Okay. Then if there are no other questions, then I would like to yes Shilpa.
Swamiji, I just wanted to add a thought. There's so many activities that we want to do, right? So, what I have also realized in working with the Adopt a Family team is कि सब कुछ अपने आप करने का, we don't need to use our own resources or start learning from scratch. Like Chitra ji is there, so wonderful that she has the expertise to conduct those experimental camps with the kids. But when we talk about something like English speaking, yeah, computer skills development, hame to design the whole curriculum and to execute it is probably not best because there are already organizations out there who are doing it. So I would suggest that, and we are, a large team here, and we will know a lot of people who will know a lot of people who are doing great work in, respective areas, whether it is English skills or what other areas that we identify, whether it is fitness, whether it is English development, computer skills, or the other, when we talk about vocational skill development. So I would request everybody to keep their ears and eyes open about what are other, organizations doing, and how can we partner and leverage with them?
Yes. That is a very important point. We need to rope in skilled people so that they conduct the activity in a proper manner, because one of the definitions of yoga is yogaha karma sukaushalam. Perfection in action is yoga. So for us to develop perfection, while it's a good idea that we can start learning everything, but it's not very beneficial for the people. At that time, this of using the skill which has already been developed by a like-minded organization. That is one thing I would like to add in that, because it has to be like-minded, which gels with our philosophy. Otherwise, they will come in and they will start bringing their own philosophy, and then there is a conflict. Then things will not, be synergistic. So, like-minded organizations wherein it becomes easier for us, so that we also don't have to spend that much of effort ourselves. That is a very important point. Thanks, Shilpa.
And I also feel कि हमें इतना पुण्य मिल रहा है. Like I feel so blissed out by working on this. तो दूसरों को भी मौका देना चाहिए, स्वामी जी.
नहीं, और इसमें ऐसा है ना कि ये भगवान का कार्य है, ये गुरु का कार्य है, और इसमें लोग जुड़ते जाएंगे, वो होते जाएगा. लेकिन हम लोगों को अपने आंख कान खुले रखने पड़ते हैं. The stuff is coming and it is sitting over there, but if I don't see it, I don't pick it up, I will miss it. So therefore, that we need to do. And yes, so therefore, we have defined the areas which we are working in, and whoever knows any good, reputable organizations, like-minded, please share the information so that we can explore that and look into that. Yes, Chitra.
Yeah, Swamiji, in the beginning, if you remember, we made some groups.
Yes.
And so I think we should again
Yes.
start
Yes.
reviving them.
Restructuring that. Yes.
Right. Yeah, because
that was the next
now
point.
as a
It
team
was-
is growing, you know,
Yes.
if you put some person as a PO, a point of contact for some particular activity, and everybody goes and talks to them, then, you know, communication will be
Yes.
much easier
Yes.
and quick.
Correct. I agree. That is what I was going to do. Gopal, could you explain the structure of our team, which we had discussed earlier?
Though, Swamiji, I don't have that
Let me see. Let me see if
presentation right
not
handy.
presentation, but the teams. You know the.
So we had
team.
9 different teams. I do remember that. So yes, you had. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had 9 different teams last time when we had started off with the camps at Badlapur and at Pune. So these teams constituted, of course, I remember a communication team, resource team, IT, of course, which I was part of. Then there was a planning team.
Are you able to see? I'm just sharing that, so you can use that. Are you able to see this?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Google Drive sheet is coming in. So yes, there were these teams, which was the backend team, the communications team, the implementation team, IT, library and publications, planning and
Literally.
literary and publications, sorry,
Hmm.
planning and logistics, program research, and resource and funds management. So these were the 9 teams. Of course, Swamiji, I mean, you also share in terms of this structure which was started, thought of in the first camp somewhere in the month of April. It sort of some of the teams merged together, and some of the structures sort of changed as we started working together. So 9 teams के जगह पे more or less about 5 to 6 different teams definitely sort of it became the sort of a good working structure, especially in the Pune's camp, as
Yeah.
we saw it, because over there, I mean, both the settings were very different in the sense. Badlapur, we had the entire setup which was available and other things. In Pune, the we had a availability in a different types. There were some things which are available, some things which are not available, which is very interesting part. The experiences at both the location. Shilpa ji was, of course, again participated in both these camps. She will have her a sort of experiences to share. But yes, in terms of uh, the important teams which are very, very sort of whose roles become very active during the camps 2 or 3 days is the backend team, how good they plan out all the things, how they lay out chota chota cheeजें. I remember including right stationery का box कहाँ पे रखना है. It's not that stationery लेके आ गए, but the stationery has to be available because there are 2 or 3 sites where things are going on. So where do you keep it? How do you manage it? Right? And other things. So the backend team, how well they think through the structure, uh, uh, kind of, I mean, really makes a big difference to
Yes.
how the thing
Yes.
works. Yes. Yeah. And the other part of the teams which are there, they are like the funds management, the resources, the IT and other parts. They have set it up the whole thing. So once it goes in, but as I said, the backend team, the planning team, and the front end team who handles, who interacts with all the patients, all the people who walk in, right? I mean, these 3 teams very,
Are
very
crucial.
yes.
So shall we do one thing that like as I have mentioned, there will be a need to restructure the teams, which is exactly what you
Exactly,
mentioned.
yeah. This
So-
restructure,
Hmm.
Swami, what I was thinking is, we have now earmarked some kind of programs, right? Activities,
Yes.
you know, and then, you know, like who are the needy people? They come in different sections, eye patients, for example, and then gynec and child and all, and then educational programs. So you can put different boxes for each program that you have in mind. And instead of having planning team, research team and all that, you know, which are overlapping, probably if you put activities and then keep people who are interested and who are willing to work in that area, in that box, they will cater to all other activities that are required to finish or conduct that, you know, that particular activity. So you are, you know, instead of making the whole program as different 9 different sections, or maybe in addition to those, what I'm suggesting is have operation wise, like, you know, need based.
Yes.
Medical camp ke liye this one, and
Yeah.
for children this one, and all
Yes.
that. And then whoever is interested will interact with people over there.
At
And
that time. Fine. So
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, absolutely, sir.
So for that, what I was thinking is that we should have maybe 2 or 3 people who would actually do this restructuring and come up with a proposal with a little bit of brainstorming. So who would like to join in with this?
I will be there. I will be there.
Shilpa, Chitra.
I can also be there, Swamiji, because I've seen
Yeah.
some of those activities
And
on the
Karun.
ground. Huh.
Yeah.
So definitely, yeah.
ठीक
And
है. Okay.
actually, Swamiji, yeah, if one person or 2% more, if it's okay, if you feel
Yes.
can uh, um, uh, uh,
So okay, so we have these 4 people. Who else would have some time and is interested in joining in this restructuring? Does not matter if you have no idea, because I will also be there. We will be doing a lot of brainstorming, lot of back and forth, and then we will come into a structure. So who else would like to take this up?
I wanted to be the part.
Prakya, very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. So Shilpa, would you like to take the lead into this and communicate with everybody, and then we can make the Google form, we make all the things, so that my idea is by end of coming week, we should have everything well set, so that the activities can start at the earliest. Not that the activities are going to stop, but everything can flow in a synchronized manner.
Sure, Swamiji, I'll do that.
ठीक है. And yes, I think that one thing is that we need a lot of support in reaching out to people, because for these activities we need to reach out to people. If we are having courses, if we are having activities, so it was suggested that we should start the social media platform, and accordingly now we have a few people. Unfortunately, they are busy and they could not join in today. They are now helping in the social media, including Instagram, Facebook. Twitter is not so active, and LinkedIn was suggested, but LinkedIn is still quite dormant, because उस पे क्या करना है उसके बारे में अभी still that has not come in. But we need to reach out to more people. So maybe in the Google form we can also find out who has got which handles. Suppose somebody is on Instagram and is active, they can share and promote our activities on Instagram. Somebody can do it on Twitter, somebody can do it on Facebook, somebody. इस प्रकार से we will need to reach out to more people. That way we will have a larger pool of people whom we can benefit, especially in the Satyam Atma Samvardhan activities. So you can bring that information in also.
And we also need help, Swamiji, with a lot of editing, video editing, or making videos together. So if any child or anybody is, usually all the young children are very good at creating videos and editing videos. If anybody's child is, maybe we can add that skill as well.
Yes. Right. So any other point which anybody would like to bring in, especially the newcomers who have not discussed? 1 minute, there's somebody at the gate. I will have you continue, but I'll just have to come. Oh,
Swamiji, I have no idea of these things, technical and all. I don't know computer work and all. So I would like to come to ashram and see what is going on there and all. Once I come there, I will get an idea.
Sure. Nishchit.
Yeah.
So on 20th, we have 20th and 21st is the next fitness workshop at Badlapur.
Badlapur.
So
I need someone because I can't go on my own.
Okay, where are you located?
I am in Marol, Andheri.
You are in Marol, Andheri. Okay, so we will work out.
If I need someone because I can't come alone, traveling problem.
I know. So we will see how we can address that, and then you can come. And we are also planning to have activities in Pune. So if you have somebody in Pune, you can come to Pune also, and you can join in at that.
That's what I was just observing what you were talking on.
Yes. No, and you see, just because we do not have computer knowledge, just because we don't have this, the criteria for me at least is the desire to help and the desire to grow.
What way I can help?
Bas, utna hai, everything comes in. So therefore, don't start with the sentence that I don't know this, I don't know. I want to do this. I have limited resources. How can I help?
Yes.
That's the most important. Okay, Namo Narayan Chitra. And I think we should also 8 o'clock. We are already 10 minutes ahead. But the new team, Sushil, Jyoti, Shweta. आप लोगों का what opinion kya like some response from your end would be very helpful.
स्वामी जी मैं शायद की टाइम पे ड्रॉप कर गया because that is when we started discussing about ideas and what needs to be done. तो उसके बाद में जब ज्वाइन किया तो I think we were discussing about who is going to do what and all. So I think तो मुझे कैच अप करना पड़ेगा आशीष के साथ.
Okay. 1 minute. Somebody at the gate again. 1 second.
We'll need a guardian gatekeeper for Swamiji's door, I think, for the next meeting.
Sorry, Sushil. Yes, आपको catch up तो करना ही पड़ेगा. That we do separately with Ashish and.
Yeah, I can talk to Shilpa ji or Ashish.
Yeah. Okay. ठीक है जी. So then if that is all, then let us conclude. क्या किसी और को कुछ पूछना है, बतलाना है?
स्वामी जी, हमें ना कोई एक जन को अपॉइंट कर, स्वामी जी नमो नारायण, मैं करुणा बोल,
बोलिए।
स्वामी जी, हमें किसी एक को अपॉइंट करना पड़े, हमें किसी एक जन को अपॉइंट करना पड़ेगा मार्केटिंग के लिए, मार्केटिंग इन द सेंस कि जो मार्केट जाके सामान लेके आए, क्योंकि मतलब पुणे के लिए एक अलग टीम एंड बदलापुर के लिए एक अलग टीम, क्योंकि फिर वो आपके ऊपर या ज्ञान श्रुति जी के ऊपर कभी कभी वो थोड़ा सा बर्डन हो रहा है, तो अगर वो पॉसिबल हो तो हम लोग वो उसके लिए अगर हमें कोई हेल्प कर सके
वो देखेंगे। यू आर राइट, मतलब we need some hands who will do the running around basically.
यस स्वामी जी। एंड उनको ये भी नॉलेज रहना पड़ेगा कि मतलब रीजनेबल में अच्छा सामान हमें कहाँ मिलता है, ये भी थोड़ा सा रिसर्च करके हमें रखना पड़ेगा, तो वो हमारे लिए वो भी एक
नहीं, वो उसमें हम ही लोगों को उसमें पढ़ना पड़ेगा, हम ही लोगों को खोज करके फाइनल करना पड़ेगा, और फिर लाने के लिए कोई लड़का जा सके आ सके। लोगों के ऊपर अगर हम वो छोड़ देते हैं तो वो सब गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, वो हम ही लोगों को करना पड़ता है। बट नाउ दैट वी हैव गॉट अबाउट 10-12 पीपल, सो देन वी कैन सेग्रीगेट कि हाँ, ये एक्टिविटी ये देख सकते हैं, ये एक्टिविटी ये देख सकते हैं, ये एक्टिविटी ये देख सकते हैं, एंड वी कैन हैव अ बैक एंड टीम जिनको जानकारी है लेकिन मदद नहीं कर सकते हैं, सो दे कैन मेंटरिंग टाइप कर सकते हैं। नहीं ये मत करो, इसमें ये प्रॉब्लम आ सकता है, क्योंकि हमने जब 4 बार कैन किया था इसमें ये प्रॉब्लम आया था। सो दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ अ थिंग मिल करके हमको करना पड़ेगा, बट वी विल ऑल्सो नीड सम लोकल हैंड्स, वो है। ठीक है जी, तो आई थिंक what's the thing, so the first activity is what we have decided is Shilpa, Karuna, Chitra, Gopal and Ashish and Pragya, right? So now we will need to I think for next 2 or 3 days ये हम लोगों को एकदम करना होगा। Hello. So 2-3 days we will need to do, and Tuesday I will be coming to Pune, and from Tuesday till Sunday I am there in Pune. So जितना जल्दी जितना मैक्सिमम हो सकता है हम लोगों को कर लेना है। Anything else, otherwise we can close, क्योंकि अभी लेट भी हो रहा है। ठीक है जी, so नमो नारायण, थैंक यू।
नमो नारायण।
नमो नारायण
स्वामी जी।
नमो नारायण जी, नमो नारायण। पापा जी हो रहे हैं, पापा जी एकदम गायब हो रहे हैं, कंटिन्यूसली वो दिख ही नहीं रहे उनका चेहरा। हाँ, अभी दिख रहे हैं। ठीक है, ओके, नमो नारायण।
नमो नारायण।
नमो नारायण।